Okay, so we're back here and we've let this area dry out here, and we just showed you the marks that were left. So we have a line here that I'm going to simply take away here. And that takes care of that there. I'm just going to shave down here. We got a line here. Take care of that there. So that is my sanding there. So there's no need to get like a sanding sponge or like that. Just use your blade and simply scrape away any of the high spots. Okay, and then it just falls to the floor. The dust all, it doesn't really get airborne that much. So what we're left here with now is this area here where it's above the crown. And there's still a lot of space in there. And this ceiling is basically like a crown. It goes up, or like it has a slight arc to it. And we definitely want to straighten that out. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that line there. So what I'm gonna grab now is my curved trowel. Now this is a 14 by 4.5 curved trowel, or sometimes they refer to it as a beveled trowel. It's not flat. It has a slight curvature in it. This is a flat trowel here. Not quite sure if you can see that, but they don't line up there. There's a slight arc to it, and that's going to come in handy because we have an arc. Or if I'm upside down and I'm looking up, it's concave, and we want to make it flat. So if I put my curved trowel right there, I want the camera to come up here and see that. It takes care of that whole area right up there. Okay, so the theory is if I put the mud there and then I use this curved trowel to slide down, it's gonna put the reverse effect of a reverse arc there to fill that in. Okay, so I have my mud here, and I mixed this up like 20 minutes ago. Okay, so I'm just gonna load up my 6-inch blade here and work it in there. So we're loading with our 6-inch knife just so we have better control. It's hard to load up the trowel and get good control. Okay, so I'm going to clean that off there, and I'm going to grab the curved trowel here, and I'm going to slowly put it up here. Okay, so I have it like that. I'm not going to push hard. I'm not going to push on an angle either, because if I push on an angle, it's going to take away the mud. So I'm going to put it back up there. Okay, so that's going to leave a lot of mud in the middle there. Okay, so I'm going to put this trowel down. And I'm going to grab my 6-inch knife here. Now, you just want to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feather off the side right here. And for the most part, you just want to leave all that there. And I know it doesn't look too pretty there, but the mud is, we definitely filled that area with mud. Now I'm just gonna slowly and gently just go down and kind of smooth this out a bit. Now I don't want to apply too much pressure because I'm going to take away the mud. So just go real slow with it. Okay, and I'm very happy with that there. Okay, so we took care of putting a lot of mud in there. And now this one it didn't have that huge gap here, so yeah, just get a closer look at that there. So that doesn't look that good now, but all the imperfections are concave, so we'll just let this set and then we'll just skim over that. So I'm gonna reorganize the mud here, and grab my 12-inch trowel here to first coat where we taped here. So I'm gonna reorganize the mud here, give it a little shake, and it's gonna load up in the middle there. It'll probably come like an inch away, and load up that side. Probably come out just a little more over here. Okay, so I'm gonna, this is what's left. I'm gonna clean this off here, reorganize that there. Now my trowel is clean now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back into it. This borrows mud. See the little bit of mud that's on there? Now I'm gonna come back into the corner and do a little flick of the wrist. And that's going to effectively leave the mud right up against the crown there. Okay, now I'm gonna put the pressure on the left-hand side to taper off this side. And that's what comes off there. I'm going to do the opposite, put it on the right-hand side to feather off the right-hand side. And that's what comes off there. Now, I'm just going to lay it down flat and pull hard. Pull hard. And we'll come back to the middle and flatten that out there. Now we're gonna come over here and work this here. So with I'm gonna turn this upside down, reorganize that, put that to a ball. 1, 2. Pressure to the top. I'm gonna have to load up over here. Now, since I just did this area here, I could effectively come into it like that way, but I'm just gonna come into it like that, there. Okay. To that there. Now there is a line right here. I'm going to take that away, and this right here. I'm going to do that. So this is just a base coat on top of the area where I taped there. It doesn't look fine, but it's a lot more mud, so that when I go to skim the whole thing, this area won't be that recessed there. We also have these 2 screw heads here. Okay, so when I look back up at this right here, I'm very happy with the amount of mud that the trowel, that the curved trowel or bevel trowel has left there to fill in that void right above the crown that we saw for the past few videos there. Now there's an area right here that kind of has that too, so I'm just gonna take my 4-inch blade and press that in there, okay, and with my finger now, I'm gonna clean the crown. Now you can either use your finger or a wet sponge to get rid of the mud there. The ideal thing to do is to let it just set and then get the wet sponge out and then come into it. Because like right now, the mud is loose and it hasn't hardened yet. So when it starts to harden, you can manipulate the mud a lot better, because not that much is going to come off here. So we're just going to let this set here, and then we'll be back to skim coat the entire ceiling. So we'll see you on the next one.